What is going on, guys? It's the OG. Welcome to a video I'm making with Pohx over here. How are you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing really
Pohx
well.
Cap, actually.
Really excited how this will turn out. And we're going to talk about the most overrated skills, the most underrated skills in Path of Exile. We're doing the most overrated skills over on Pohx's YouTube, so you might want to check that out as well. And yeah, what's your most underrated Path of Exile skill?
My most underrated Path of Exile skill probably has to be Frostblades, I want to say. Yeah.
Whenever that skill is mentioned, everyone goes like, Dan's game.
Why
do you like it so much?
It's pretty Dan's game, and I'm not going to lie to myself. So basically, Lightning Strike, and not to go too much into Lightning Strike, but Lightning Strike and Frostblades are very similar, and we've seen builds work with Lightning Strike very rarely, and it scales the same way with Frostblades. But the reason why Frostblades is cool is if you can, as long as you have another skill for a single target, Frostblades can destroy packs, because it has, I don't know if it's implicit chain or fork, but basically if you scale projectile speed and you just smack a target, it'll literally just shoot out insane amounts of projectiles. Like imagine Vol Spark, but on attack. It's like, and it shatters. There's a lot of cold, not too many cold skills that are attacks that have added cold or percentage cold conversion. Like Glacial Hammer is one, but that's pure melee.
Yeah.
So that's why I like it. It's an attack that can freeze relatively well at a distance.
Yeah, I think it's a bit underrated as well, because since they introduced it first, they buffed it once, and it was a pretty hefty buff. They added a crap ton of projectiles to the skill. And before, everyone initially tested it, before the buff, and everyone was like, nah, this doesn't do much. But I think since the buff, it's actually way better now. So
Definitely.
I think that's why it's a little bit under the radar, maybe. And I definitely want to try it out at some point as well. Yeah, my underrated skill would be, one of the underrated skills I have is Val Lightning Strike, which kind of strikes in the same vein. Because that skill single-handedly solves all single target problems your build might have. If you're playing a build that uses a melee weapon, you can just go, oh, I have Val Lightning Strike here.
It's
and
nuts.
the target is dead.
How do you like to scale it usually?
Multi-strikes, I think, is the no-brainer, because you just hit 3 times. And what the skill does is it hits, when you hit a target, it applies a debuff on it, and it will deal additional hits over time, like lightning hits striking the target. It also jumps to different targets, but it will just keep hitting the same target, and if you multi-strike it, you apply the dot 3 times. Of course, with the less multiplier for multi-strike, but that's completely crazy. And then you can either go the elemental route with Wind, or you can go the physical route with melee fist, because it's a melee skill as well. That does work. So it's pretty crazy. You can lose increased duration. If you happen to have any duration nodes on your tree for whatever reason, maybe you're doing a poison build, then that works as well. So then you scale the duration of the debuff and the poison from your poison that gets applied with every Val Lightning Strike hit, and you just destroy every boss.
That's sick, man. Have you ever tried it with knockback, by the way?
No, but I can imagine it looking fun.
I played my Lightning Strike Inquisitor and what is it? Blunt Trauma, not Blunt Trauma. One of the staff nodes up at the top has whenever you crit, you knock a target back. And you know how with multi-strike you hit 3 times and you can have 9 charges total basically? Well, if you slap a boss and everything crits, they literally they fly. They just go, you don't even do anything, they're just all off the screen. So it's pretty cool.
That's a different kind of off-screening. That's pretty cool. Just
Definitely,
hit
it's
him,
a skill. It's a skill that's very interesting. I know you said earlier that you said you can scale it with poison. You can go elemental. You can keep it as it is.
Yep.
It's a very versatile skill, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. You got another one for the underrated ones?
So mine is actually Lightning Strike. Not to keep it too similar, but Lightning Strike and Val Lightning Strike are actually literally 2 completely different skills.
Yes.
For people who don't know, Val Lightning Strike is not tagged as a projectile. Is that correct? It has no actual.
Yeah, it's a pure melee skill. It's just a melee.
Whereas Lightning Strike is a projectile. You have the melee attack like Lightning Strike, but it doesn't have the damage over time. But it creates numerous projectiles that will travel out. Now, the reason why I really like Lightning Strike is if you were to play Inquisitor, for example, it's already 50% converted, similar to Frostblades. And you can go pure elemental very easily, and you shock. You're an attack-based character that can hit 2-3 screens away, and it can shock. And the best part about it is it synergizes with Frostblades, because when you're running an indoor map where there's kind of corridors, it's very awkward to use Lightning Strike. Frostblades can do it. Frostblades can just literally clear everything, and it's the same exact color gem, so you just do and swap.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, that's one of my main gripes with Lightning Strike when I played Lightning Strike is when you're either an indoor map or just a map that has a lot of pillars, random stones lying around. The things will stop at every stone basically.
Yes.
So you kind of lose basically all your AoE clear, really. Especially, I played it with Chain. I think you played Pierce when you played it, I think.
I've done both.
Yeah, you've even done both. Yeah, and I think both still have the same problem, like the same exact problem, which is slightly annoying.
It is definitely like if you have any map, like Catacombs, something simple where it's corridors and doors and hallways, and it's like
it's not even a bad layout.
Yeah, exactly. The map is good. It's just I can hit 3 screens, but not if there's a pebble in front of me.
Yep.
So and these are some of the reasons why people don't enjoy them. But if you can get past that, honestly, it's a very strong skill. What melee skill can you hit 3 screens away with?
There's the ambulance. We got it. Definitely. All right. So yeah, my last overrated skill, to make it a bit different, is Poacher's Mark, actually. I don't think many people actually read through all things that says on Poacher's Mark, because most people are like, that's the skill you use for frenzy charges, right? That's the curse you use to get frenzy charges on kill. Like you use Assassin's Mark for crit, and for power charges for crit builds, and you use Warlord's Mark to gain endurance and leech. But that thing also has a crap ton of mana gain on hit, and 2 of a little bit more sneaky things. And one of them is 100% increased flask charges gained. And I've been playing, like you've been playing a lot of Inquisitors, I feel, and I've been playing a lot of Pathfinders recently, and Flask charges gained is pretty crazy stat, because you gain double Flask charges from everything that's cursed around you. And that fills up like all the OP Flasks you might be using so fast, that makes builds just so reliant, that are so reliant on Flasks really good. But it's also just great. I think the best way to apply this for leveling, just like put it on Blasphemy for leveling, mana sustain, fixed.
Flasks no need for Albion. Yep, no need for Albion rings or anything. And that's great. Another thing I really do like about poachers is so typically like a decent clear speed build can have their flasks up 60-70% of the time, but like you immediately use poachers, and not only do you have 100% uptime on your flask, you have 100% uptime on a Victor's flask, which is like what consumes 55 of 60 charges or something.
Yep. But
it's pretty ridiculous.
It's pretty ridiculous. And the other cool part about it is you get evasion reduction on monsters that are cursed. So basically you don't need accuracy anymore. If you're like on the right side of the tree, scaling some dex, which gives you a little bit of accuracy, that's probably enough to carry you into red maps, even if you're poachers marking stuff, because you hit everything. They don't evade anymore. It's pretty crazy.
Right.
Basically like RT for crit builds.
I like it, man. I like it a lot. And definitely I know people don't... honestly, myself, actually, I didn't even know Poacher's Mark was out until, like, I don't know, a few months ago, because I was just like, what? I was like, what is... Because I played casters a lot. And I only read, like, the first 2 lines, where it's, like, mana gain on hit and life gain on hit, and I'm just like, well, no need to read anything else. That doesn't work for me. I'm a caster.
Yeah, but the other stuff is actually pretty good. But I think it's still the best, way better for attack skills, of course, because of the hit chance stuff and the on-hit stuff.
But I would even agree, though, like, even if you're a caster, like, say you're playing a CI caster, and people, 90% of people praise, like, Alchemist Wheel if you play CI.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So if you're investing in the flasks, why not just go the full route? If you can afford an extra curse, and you have 100% uptime on everything, literally. With your flask, and that's really important as a CI build or a low life build, something that relies so heavily on flasks.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I think that's it for this video. I hope you had enjoyed this video. If you did, check out Pohx's channel over there. He will make another video, basically like this, but about overrated skills on his channel. And yeah, I'm the OG. This is Pohx. Well, we'll see you soon.